Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts. Find a location near you. Now.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Craving comfort fresh food made from scratch daily? Check out Aspen Creek Grill. Located across from Hamilton Town Center and beside the Holiday Inn, we offer family farm-raised premium Black Agnes steaks hand-cut daily, creamy pastas, salmon chicken, and fall-off-the-bone ribs. Start with our famous powwow shrimp appetizer and don't miss our refreshing drinks. Family-friendly or a great night out with friends. Aspen Creek Grill. Aspen Creek Grill, Noblesville. Call 317-559-3300.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. He said he loved me. My friends told me it wasn't a big deal. They thought he was so cool. But they didn't know what he wanted me to do.
All I ever wanted was to feel loved. You have no idea the kind of pressure I felt to take things to the next level. Things were moving so fast. I was basically the only person in the freshman class who hadn't done it yet. So, we did.
I loved him.
I thought she loved me.
My health class had CPR at school. I stayed after class to talk with the instructor about it. They showed me that it didn't have to be that way.
They showed me that I get to make my own choices.
There is another way.
That's the best thing CPR gives you. Another way. A better way.
A healthy way. Sometimes you don't see it because you're in your own world, but they don't make you feel bad. They talk to you like a real person, and they save kids from really unhealthy decisions. They tell the truth, and they know what they're talking about. So yeah, my life was different. I started to choose the better way.
I honestly don't know where I'd be or what I'd be doing had it not been for CPR.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
After the Marine Corps, I was diagnosed with PTSD and became homeless for 15 years. Like a hermit living on the street, I just existed. I came to Wheeler Mission. Wheeler operates on a culture of kindness. Going through their programs reminded me that my meaning in life is to serve God. God set me free from anxiety and depression. Before Wheeler, I just existed, but today I live.
Sprinkles if you got them. Jack's Donuts. Find a location near you now.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear. Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid's solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
My kid heard that solo!
You see my kid?
It's Tuesday Night Hoops here on IndianaSRN. We are live from Traders Point as the Knights, sitting at 12-3, host the Shortridge Blue Devils at 7-8. And tonight's game is brought to you by IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences. Begin your journey today. The Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Bertner Electric, serving greater Indianapolis and the surrounding counties. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation, we do it all. And finally, by Reynolds Farm Equipment, serving our customers and the community since 1955. I'm Ben Wood. Alongside me is Sean Kroll. And Sean, you're very familiar with this Traders Point team. You've been able to do a few of their games so far this season. So we mentioned they're sitting at 12-3, off to a great start this year, considering last year they were right around 500. What's been the difference for them this year? What's been the step they've taken in the right direction?
Well, I think the big thing is, you've got the second year under Coach Busick, which is a huge part of it. Also bringing his son, Drew, into the mix, who's a really good point guard, great shooter. But these kids have played for all 4 years together. You look at, Amari Justice and Cooper Simmons Little, who we'll now refer to as CSL. They've played all 4 years, so these guys have the experience. They know what each other does. And always the first year with a new coach and a new system is going to be a little bit awkward. And so this second year, they've really kind of put things together. A lot of people will point to their schedule, but you know what? You play who's on your schedule. Oh, by the way, they just beat Lutheran at Lutheran the other night. So they're doing some good things.
They definitely are. And then we look over at Shortridge. They're kind of in the same boat. They've got a newer coach, Drew Fountain, in his third year, and they've really turned things around this year. Last year had a record of 3-19. Now they're sitting right under 500 at 7-8. What do you think has been the difference for them this year, kind of turning things around?
Well, I think Coach Fountain. I know Coach Fountain personally, great guy. He was an assistant under Joe Leonard at Fishers High School. Drew's just done a great job building a culture and a program. He's gotten some players in there that might not normally play basketball, and they're at the point now where they're beating the teams they should beat, but can't quite get over the hump against the Roncalis and the Brebuffs and those kind of squads. But they have played some of them very, very well, so they're turning a corner, and it's good to see for a historic school like Shortridge to kind of get things going in the right direction then, and that all goes back to Coach Fountain.
You've touched on some of these players we're going to see tonight. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more in depth about them as well.
We really focus on modern application development, DevOps, so automating the whole process of delivering your solution, and cloud architecture.
It's very important for mid to large companies to have cloud partners because you can't possibly have all the talent you need to address the complex ecosystem of the cloud.
We advise them on all parts of their business. And then when things are defined and we see a clear goal, Clean Slate also then goes and does the work.
We have a team that is very passionate about what they do. We love to solve complex problems, and there's a lot of companies out there that will avoid getting involved in those things, and I think that's why clients like to work with us.
We're back here at Traders Point as they host Shortridge. And I'm Ben Wood, once again, with Sean Kroll. Sean, you kind of touched on some players for Traders Point. Let's look over at Shortridge. You kind of look at their stat line up and down. The one thing that stands out to me, they've got a couple players at 6'2", 6'3". I think something that Traders Point kind of lacks, they don't really have that height down there. And then you look at their scoring as well, and it's just really balanced.
It's extremely balanced. They only have one guy in double figures, and that's Josh Stigger at 10.5 points a game. But you've got Ethan Powell at 9.7, Terrence Meredith 8.4, Elias Diallo 7.6. They really kind of play a lot of guys in and out, and I think we're going to see a very up-tempo game. We know from having watched Traders Point that they don't mind doing that too much, but I think it's going to be really what is going to be a huge factor in this game, especially for Shortridge, is how the officials are going to call the game, because they're going to put a ton of pressure on you, and then going to want to get up and down the floor. So the officiating in the first few minutes, they're going to have to adjust to see what is going on and what they're going to be allowed or not allowed to do to be able to do what they prefer to do defensively.
And then we look over at Traders Point. You kind of mentioned some of the players that have been playing since they were underclassmen. I think that's been the coolest thing to see about this Traders Point team is those guys like Simmons Little and Amari Justice. They were playing as freshmen, and the team wasn't as good as they are now. And you've seen them grow, and their game as a whole has gotten better as well.
Oh, and just growing into their bodies. I mean, I remember vividly CSL as a freshman. He was nowhere near the height he is now, and not. He still had a little bit of that, as they say, baby fat on him, and seeing him blossom into a star quarterback and a basketball player here. Just watch him on some of these back cuts that Traders Point takes, he will zip it in there. By the way, fantastic head of hair as well for that young man. But you got 3 guys in double figures. TJ Robinson, 12.0. Busick, 11.4. Justice, 12.3. But then CSL's right there at 9 points a game. So, again, they like to get a lot of guys involved as well in scoring the basketball for them.
So you think for both teams like this that like to really spread out the scoring, is it just kind of you find the guy who's kind of on tonight, or do you look, obviously you look for your main couple scorers, but it seems like for these teams it's just the right guy steps up at the right time and they hit some shots and things go well for them.
Yeah, the 2 games that I've been privy to broadcast for them, both losses. I hope I'm not a jinx, but again, at Covenant Christian, it was Drew Busick. His 3-point shot really kind of kept them in the game and gave him a shot down close against a tough 2A squad. And then against Lafayette Central Catholic, it was TJ Robinson who was really the big time scorer for them, since they Central Catholic made a point to shut down Drew Busick. So Robinson stepped up, made some plays, and also CSL with some absolute just dropping dimes to get some buckets down low. So, I think they have enough options that there's not one guy you have to rely on. How there's some of those teams where like, oh, we need a bucket, we got to go to this guy. Traders Point is not like that at all.
Yeah, I know just from past, it seems like they've kind of got that 3-headed monster in Busick, Simmons, Little, and Justice, and then you throw in Robinson kind of down low who can mix it up, and you've got a good little offense there for you. Yeah,
Westerfield is another glue guy too. 6'2", averages almost 8 points a game. He's the guy that's kind of will sneak up and you're like, wait a minute, how did he end up with 10 points in this game? Because he's that guy that does the dirty work down low, sets picks, things like that, which makes this offense run. You'll see a little bit of Ryan Cole and Joel Cook and Bartles off the bench. You'll see some of those guys. So they don't go very deep. We didn't see much of that against Central Catholic, whereas, you can tell just by the numbers, Shortridge plays a lot of guys. So, that makes me think that conditioning could be a huge factor tonight.
Yeah, that could be something to look out for. They might just be throwing guys in there.
Yes.
Give you a quick 2 minutes, see what they have left in the gas tank, give them a breather, and then throw them back out there.
Like a hockey line change,
Yep. Sometimes that works for you. And I mentioned it looks like they've got a little bit of a size advantage, so that might be something they'll look to. But I know we've kind of talked about this narrative when we're not on the air. It seems like really having that significant post player doesn't really have as much of a factor as it does at the high school level as it used to in years past. It seems like now the game's more spread out. They want to pick up the pace. If you got an open shot, you're going to shoot it. It's not kind of throw it inside and try and grind it out down there.
Yeah, it was interesting, the dichotomy I've had in kind of the last 2 games that I broadcast, one being Central Catholic against Traders Point. Central Catholic had a great post player, Albert Schwartz, and, Traders Point did a good job of getting him away from the basket. Now, he still got his down low because he was tenacious and worked to get some rebounds and get some good shots. But when they shut him down, it was the outside shot that really won it for LCC, and they weren't a great shooting team coming into that game. And then you go to the city championship where you got a kid like Xavier Booker, who's 6'11", who just wanted to live outside the lane. And that just kind of messes with my head, being the old head that I am. You see 6'11", you expect, post moves, like he's a high school Zach Eady. Why isn't he down there doing that? But that's kind of the way the game is now. So you spread people out and try and find that open shooter or get that guy cutting by the basket. So it doesn't have to be a big guy getting a basket down low. It's just an open cutter.
And you mentioned someone who's kind of been a talk of college basketball recently, Zach Eady. How do you feel about it? I know Tom Izzo had some words after his game saying, he just camps in the paint, all that good stuff. Do you think it's one of those things where his size just overwhelms everyone and he's just got to play with what he's given?
I think that's it for one, but I think he's so tough to officiate because he's so tall that when he's doing normal arm movements, it's elbows on guys' heads because he's so much taller than they are. And, being a University of Illinois fan and having watched Kofi Coburn come through, seeing how Kofi was just like a rock. Like, he would just go through you.
Yeah.
And so that's easier to officiate than I think Edie is because Edie's just – he's such a physical freak at his height that it's so difficult. And but, at the same time – what has no offense, Purdue fans, but what has Purdue done in the tournament, even with Edie now? How is that going to change this year in the tournament, which is wide open.
Yeah, it really is. As an IU fan, I'm looking forward to the game this Saturday. And I just always got to throw that in there. That was shocking that they lost to the smallest team in the tournament last year with the biggest player out of anyone in the field. So,
exactly.
We got about 10 minutes left here in the pregame. We're going to take another break, and we'll talk more basketball and definitely more details about this game coming up shortly here on IndianaSRN.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
We're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
I get her! Not solo!
You saying I did?
Yeah!
Come on!
I'm Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
Back here at Traders Point, it's pregame. We're waiting for the matchup between Shortridge and the Knights, and we want to remind everyone here at IndianaSRN that this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. So, Sean, we kind of went in depth about these two teams, their players, and we mentioned they're both in a turnaround this season, having good starts compared to last year. Shortridge was 3-19 last year. Now they're sitting at 7-8. Traders Point at 12-13 last year. Now at 12-3, and I'd say we have maybe a quarter, if less, of the season left on the boys' side. Girls sectionals just started tonight, so they're in the postseason. That's huge. And I know we kind of talked about this because you're a teacher over at HSE. That HSE sectional, the toughest toughest sectional you could have in girls basketball probably in some time.
Yeah, you look at, if it goes chalk, you're going to have teams ranked 2, 3, 4, and 5 as the last four standing in just a sectional. So that's kind of rough. And, both these squads are starting to get that thought process in their head, like we want to be really playing our best basketball when that time comes. And this is, right now, is the toughest stretch for Traders Point. You look at this stretch here starting Saturday. They're at Lutheran, home Shortridge, at University, at Crystal House Manual. You're talking like a high-ranked 1A team, 3A, 2A, 3A. But they got off to a great start by going to Lutheran and taking it to them and beating them 55-52. So these next three games really for Traders Point are really going to go a long way to kind of see where they go in terms of their 1A sectional. And after that stretch, they've only got 3 games left, although, coming down the stretch, they only have one more home game after this game against Shortridge, and that is February 11th against Eminence.
Oh, I saw Eminence last week. That should be a game that Traders Point should be able to handle, and that I'm guessing is going to be their senior night. I'm going to say it right now, they can come out of that one with a win if they play well, because I saw Eminence last week, and they really struggle as a 1A team. So that should be a confidence booster for Traders Point to kind of end that tough stretch that you mentioned.
Yeah, and then Shortridge, tonight they're at Traders Point, but then they have the Thrival Indy Academy. They also have Crystal House Manual. Their conference playoffs, Phelan Academy, but they end they end the season with two tough ones on the road at Heron and at Speedway to kind of get rolling both those 3A squads, and Shortridge 3A as well. I haven't looked at the sectional itself, but it sounds like I would think Shortridge would be in with one or both of those 3A squads in a sectional. So, it's almost time for the draw, and that's really an exciting time for the kids and the staff to see, all right, a lot of these schools will play the teams within their sectional throughout the year, so you kind of have an idea of what they've got to offer already.
Yep.
Now how does it all kind of match up, lay out for us in terms of our path to get out of sectional play?
Yeah, and you mentioned they've got the Pioneer Conference tournament coming up. They're sitting at 3-1 in that conference, so they've got a good chance of going out there and winning that as well.
Yeah, I mean they beat Indianapolis International. They beat Greenwood Christian. They lost by 1 to Bethesda Christian, but Bethesda Christian's a high-ranked 1A team. They've had a fantastic year for them as well, and they lost to Park Tudor as well in that conference, only by 8, and Park Tudor's a 2A squad. So, again, can't say enough about what Coach Drew Fountain has done at Shortridge, and can see them continuing to rise up and do some great things, as well as Traders Point with Coach Busick. I mean, guy has 430 wins in his career. I think he's doing something right.
Yeah, exactly. And for him to come to Traders Point is really big for the school as well, to bring in someone that established to kind of set them in the right direction, and then hopefully when he's gone, they can just pick up where he left off.
Well, when you're replacing, legend like Craig Cox, you got to really come strong, or, we'll see what happens. He's next door.
Yeah, so we got to give him all the praise because he's right next door. He might be able to hear us.
Listening to us. But we do have another game on tonight. It is Bishop Chatard, if I'm not mistaken.
And I believe University.
Yeah. Oh, so there. Yeah. So, hey, Traders Points fans, when we're done with this game, have you watched this game, throw on the University game and do some scouting.
There you go. We're going to take one final break, just under 5 minutes left in the pregame here from Traders Point. Don't go anywhere.
You want a career that fuels your passion for sports and physical activity. IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences offers that and more. You'll have insider access to sports, fitness, and exercise science professionals and learn from faculty with years of industry experience. And with Indy as your classroom, you'll study next to world-class sports facilities, Olympic governing bodies, the NCAA, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sports industry career. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back here on IndianaSRN. From Traders Point, before we get to Sean's keys of the game, we want to remind everyone that tonight's game is brought to you by Industrial Sales Associates. They have been an electromechanical component manufacturer's representative for Illinois, Indiana, Kentucky, Ohio, Michigan, and Eastern Tennessee for years. Good luck to all the teams during this sports season, and for more information about us, contact Rich at 317-546-1900. Well, Sean, this is what we bring you in here to do. You give us the most important facets of the game, and now it's the keys to each team if they want to be successful in this one. Let's first start with the Blue Devils.
I think for Shortridge, what they want to do, their biggest thing is to get out and do what they want to do. Is they've got to hold Traders Point to one shot and done. They've really got to hit the defensive glass strong. They average 14.9 defensive rebounds per game, so they want to make sure and limit Traders Point to one shot per possession so they can get out and do their thing. I think if you're Traders Point, really find out who Shortridge is going to key on defensively. We saw against Central Catholic they focused on Drew Busick. Maybe that's who they focus on tonight and do the Blue Devils, but then open it up for your other guys to let them kind of do their thing. I think TJ Robinson may be a key again tonight for this squad, and for them, you got to be able to handle the ball because you're going to have a ton of fast, quick hands swiping at the basketball from Shortridge. So you want to make sure, especially if they do press, you want to have good ball handlers handling the ball and getting it to the middle of the floor so they can spread and see how they handle the press and the pressure from Shortridge.
Yeah, I think that's one of the most important things when you're playing a team that really likes to get up and guard you, is how you handle that pressure really the first 5 minutes, because they can sense when you come out and you're kind of on your back feet, you're not ready to attack, and they'll sense that, and they'll ratchet that pressure up another notch and really try and force those turnovers.
Oh, it's like chum to a shark, they're going to go after it. And if they see that there are certain people that kind of hesitate in the pressure on the on-ball pressure, they're going to then force you to go to that guy on the press and then chomp on him again. So, they've really got to – but you look at Busick and Justice and Robinson all handle the ball really well. So does CSL. He has this nice little spin move on the blocks, but he can handle the basketball. So they usually put Westerfield in the middle of the press when they're being pressed to kind of as that point guy, so he can distribute and they can do their thing. But look, if they do that as well, to try and find Busick and get him some open shots early to kind of really spread that defense out and open it up for some other guys.
Yeah, we're excited for this one as it's just about to get tipped off. This is only the third meeting between these two teams in the last 35 years, and the last meeting ended last year in February around this time. Went to overtime. Traders Point came out on top in that one. I don't know if this is correct. It said they won by 13 in overtime.
That would be interesting.
Yeah, right? So we'll see if Traders Point can continue that win streak here against Shortridge. We'll be right back after the anthem here on IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
On Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Back here at Traders Point, we're going to toss it over to the PA announcer. He will give you the starting 5 for each team. There you have it, the starting five for both teams. For Shortridge, it's going to be Ethan Powell, the senior, Terrence Meredith, the sophomore, Ethan Martin, the sophomore, number 13, James Johnson, the senior, number 15, Josh Stigger, the senior. For Traders Point, it's number 1, Drew Busick, the junior, Cooper Simmons Little, the senior guard, number 3, Amari Justice, also a senior, number 14, TJ Robinson, a junior, and number 32, Gus Westerfield, the senior. As we await the tip here,
Blue Devils in the, guess what, royal blue. At least they didn't try and copy the Duke uniform, so good on you, Coach Fountain. Thank you for that.
You go with the black? Is that what you're insinuating?
No. Yeah, well, I hate the black if it's not one of your colors, so just leave it alone.
As Shortridge wins the tip, and it's Meredith to bring up the ball.
Matchup zone, it's what Traders Point started with. They did the same thing against Central Catholic last game we had them.
Good ball movement as Johnson finds Stigger from the left side.
Nice little look. He could have tried to do the ball fake and get a foul, but found Stigger right there beside him in the low blocks for the easy bucket.
And now it's Busick trying to fight through the double team. Some good ball movement here by the Knights. Gets a wide open 3 from the corner for Robinson, but it's off the mark.
Yeah, it's a great ball movement. Got a shot they wanted, just didn't fall.
Martin swings it around the horn. Feeds it down low. Good ball movement again here from the Blue Devils, and looks like we're going to have a walk.
Looking like early that Shortridge wants to try and work the ball inside out. Try and find stuff down low on the blocks, and then if that's not open, kick it back outside. But it's the pressure on defense where Traders Point has to rebound on missed shots and avoid that.
Yeah, you mentioned that's going to be one of the keys is the Knights handling the pressure from Shortridge, and already we're seeing them trying to force double teams and get their hands on passes.
Yeah, their quickness is just impressive.
It's Justice with the errant pass, and that's going to be a turnover.
You don't want to let it get in your head early either. With Traders Point, you want to make sure and stay focused in doing what you're doing and not let that kind of, eat you up from the inside. Like, okay, we're confident, we're good, we got this. And
yeah, that one right there, I think he just takes one more dribble and it's a easy pass.
Well, you cannot make any lazy passes against the Shortridge squad at all, or it's going the other way.
Martin back with the ball. Powell up top, trying to work against this zone. Now we're seeing some more patience here from the Blue Devils.
I love it. I got to give – nice look. Got to give Coach Fountain credit. Not many people would have wanted to take this Shortridge job, but he was like, no, I'm your guy. Let's go. And he's done a fantastic job for them.
Yeah, seems like they're really turning things around this year. They win this game, they'll be right at 500 on the season. Now we see Robinson at the top. Here's the pressure again as they get it over to Simmons Little. Great pass and find, but a missed layup. Westerfield trying to stay with it. And it's going to go out of bounds. That's one you got to have.
And then, again, there's CSL right there with just the court vision that he has. I mean, he brings that vision from the football field to the court, and he'll find guys open just like that and then put it exactly where it needs to be. Westerfield just couldn't convert.
Now it's Shortridge trying to add to their lead. Here's a pull-up 3. Too strong off the back iron. Good rebound there by Busick. He's going to push the tempo a little bit.
I love kids like Busick because you look at him and you're like, he's all of 6 foot nothing, maybe $120, and he comes out and then just drops 20 on you.
Yeah, it's fun to watch when he gets going. As Shortridge tries to carve their way through the paint, but it's taken away by Westerfield. And now Simmons Little, good drive and take, picks up the foul. He's going to head to the line for 2.
Couldn't quite convert, but went strong to the rack. You got to like that. Force them to make a play, and now he's going to go to the foul line where he is 49% for the season.
And that's something I think we kind of expected him to get better at as he progressed over the years, but that's the one thing that's remained stagnant. He's not been a great free throw shooter throughout his career.
Yeah, it's really interesting how that works, and Shortridge is actually a better free throw shooting team than Traders Point.
So he goes 1 for 2 there.
He was leading his receiver on that one.
Quick turnover there, and it's going to be Traders Point coming the other way. Both teams with 2 turnovers apiece. You see Busick, he'll pull that shot if you give him a couple inches of space.
Oh, look at that.
Another good find. This time Westerfield connects.
The one-handed dime, and so far you can see when Simmons Little drives to the bucket, if you just back off a little bit on Westerfield, he's going to drop it right in his hands for the 2.
Yeah, both times he sensed 2 defenders coming. He's got rid of it quick and found the open player. And now Shortridge, after having that quick 2-0 lead, now trail. And they've been a little stagnant these last few possessions.
Yeah, they've settled for outside shots and not gotten it on the blocks.
There's a skip pass, gets Martin the open 3. He knocks it down.
And just like that, Martin a 46% shooter from three-point land on the year.
Yeah, he's one of the guys they're going to try and find all night from out there, and against the zone, he'll have his opportunities. Simmons Little, a one-on-one, good defense there from Martin. They're going to look to try and turn this into points. The Euro no good, but there's that's Stigger with the putback.
Stigger with 4. He's right place, right time twice now. Get him some easy buckets. You got to like that.
So they now push this lead to 4 with halfway to go through the first quarter. A little bit too much hands there from Stigger, and he's going to pick up the foul. Let's take a look at this 3 here from Martin, Sean.
Nice look in the corner from, I think it was Powell, to find the open man Martin cross court for the 3.
Busick back up top after the foul. Get it over to Justice, who's looking for his first points of the night. Little pull-up jumper off the mark. Good defense there from Shortridge, and they're looking to push.
3 guys under the bucket for the rebound, and then they sprint down the court.
Powell up top, swings it over. And that 3 is too strong there for Meredith.
It's a good look.
Simmons Little looking to make a play, finds Justice again off the mark. He's missed 2 from that side. Now Powell, good find over in the corner. They're going to pull this one back out.
If Traders Point can just find somebody to hit from long distance, Busick's really been smothered tonight, but that will pull that defense out some and allow guys like CSL to work in towards the bucket and get some open shots with his passing ability.
Stigger, short corner, finds Powell. He kicks over to Johnson. The triple team tries to go up with it. They're going to call a jump ball. They will. Good defense there by the Knights.
Yeah, 3 guys there, and Justice brought his hands down, but somehow only got ball. Was able to get the jump ball instead of the foul. Coach Busick is kind of like, whew.
Yeah, that's one of those situations where you kind of just stand there with your hands up because there's not much you can do over 3 defenders.
Yeah, here's the press, but that's what CSL and Westerfield are doing, just hands straight up. But luckily, Justice got his hand on the ball. Oh, trap.
Send 3 players. Someone's going to be open as they find Simmons Little. Another good dish over to Justice.
Oh, man.
And a missed layup there for the Knights. Good job by Busick getting a hand on that one to stop the fast break. And that's got to be one of the issues here so far is just those point-blank misses. Simmons Little's doing a good job finding players.
Yeah, he's dropped it to guys ready to score, and he'd have a ton of assists already, but can't convert. But it's still early, in the first quarter.
Powell, good drive, finds Meredith wide open in the corner. Good rebound, and look at that pass.
Ooh.
And this time, Robinson finishes for 2.
He's lucky he kept that pivot foot on the floor. Almost had it travel, but got the bucket to fall.
It was close. Pull-up jumper off the drive there, too strong, and there's Robinson with the rebound.
That was a very nice full-court pass from CSL, too.
Talk about leading your receiver.
I'm telling you, just the passes this kid makes are unreal.
Shortridge really trying to not let the Knights catch around the 3-point line. They're pushing them back about 3-4 feet every time. Another dime. Robinson for 3 off the mark.
They had a better shot at getting an offensive rebound there, but couldn't quite convert. But look at this thing. Just zip one-handed. Yeah. And you said it perfectly. He led him. It wasn't right to him. He knew where he was going to be and put it right there on the spot.
Yeah, it's as pretty as a pass you'll see all night, but with the way Simmons Little is firing the ball around, we might see some more highlight assists from him.
He's feeling it so far. They got to get Busick a shot, though.
So they find Simmons Little right over the top. This time He misses from point blank. Well, there's a foul called. I'm going to see who it goes against. I believe it's going to be against Traders Point.
Yeah, it's Joel Cook, who just came in for Westerfield, the 6'4 junior.
Had some good size out there for Traders Point, as it's Meredith bringing up the ball against this zone. He's got it over in the corner, swings it back around the top, finds Meredith on the far side. That one rattles in and out. Good offensive rebound there by Diallo, who checked into the game.
Boy, they've had Shortridge has had a couple that have just like rattled around the rim and not gone down for him.
Yeah, for the most part, they're getting good looks from three. It's just a matter of knocking them down. Talk about impressive one-handed plays. It seemed like Diallo scooped that rebound up with one hand and put it right back in.
Yeah, very, very wide kind of left-hand layup, and they got to travel.
And there's that pressure we've been talking about, forces Busick to travel.
Okay, explain to me this. Now, I know, Martin 5. What is with the one leg tight look? One leg has tight on it and one doesn't.
I'm guessing that. Maybe it's my only guess is either style or he's got some soreness there and the compression's supposed to help you out. I'm not sure.
He looks like a pretty stylish kid. It wouldn't surprise me if it was style, but
yeah, because you see he's got the tattoos on the other leg. He's got to show those off.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That is true. Looks like they may hold for one shot here.
Yep, just under 30 seconds to go in this first quarter. They've got the lead. They've been patient for the most part. So I'm sure this possession will not be any different. As you see now, Robinson coming out to give some pressure. They're thinking about the double team. They end up going for it. Again, some good ball movement, but there's a deflection by Justice, and it's a turnover for the Blue Devils. Both teams with 3 apiece here. Now 3 seconds left in this first quarter. Simmons Little going to have to hoist off the backboard. No good. So we head to the second quarter here on IndianaSRN. It's Shortridge leading Traders Point 9-5.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Getting ready for second quarter action here on IndianaSRN. You see the score there. And we want to remind everyone that tonight's game is brought to you by Aspen Creek Grill. If you feel like treating someone special to a delicious meal from Aspen Creek Grill, next time come in for dinner, buy some gift cards to share with your friends and family. Aspen Creek Grill has great food, and be sure to try out one of their hand-cut fillets. They are located in Noblesville, and you can call for carry-out orders at 317-559-3300.
I'm looking forward to that powwow shrimp for correctly predicting the Georgia-Ohio State score, the closest.
You were the closest.
I was really close. I was surprised.
If it would have went in Ohio State favor, I think I would have had the exact score pretty close.
If Ohio State would have come down and kicked the field goal, I would have had the exact score. I just would have picked Georgia instead of Ohio State.
There's a quick rebound. No good. Diallo still fighting for position down there. Puts it back in for the third time. And we're going to have an Aspen Creek Grill trivia question coming up here before the end of the quarter. And Sean's going to fill you in on that. I know you're a big trivia guy.
I most definitely am. Surprisingly, Jerry is too. He likes to try and stump people.
Yeah, he had a good NBA one for me a couple weeks ago. We weren't able to figure out.
If it's baseball, I'm going to move heaven and earth to get it right.
Right? Yeah. I know you're a huge baseball guy. So we've got a foul there. It looks like that one's going to go against Martin.
All right. So the trivia question is: LeBron James is set to, within the next week, 2 weeks, break the NBA's all-time leading scorer record. Whose record is he going to break? There you go.
Good drive. He's been doing a good job, Simmons Little, of getting into the paint. It's just a matter of finding points when he gets down there.
There was that patented spin move.
Yep.
They're really struggling with those up close looks. Can't quite get them to fall. Are they supposed to tweet us the answer to that?
Yes.
Okay.
Tweet us at IndianaSRN.
First
Twitter.
one with the correct answer.
Yep, you will get a chance to win that well-sought-after Aspen Creek Grill gift card.
With Powwow Shrimp, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I know, Keith, we were doing a game Saturday at Guerin, and he was taking Debbie to Aspen Creek Grill. I thought he'd be nice enough to, offer us to all go, but wasn't the case. Can't blame the guy, It was date night, so.
Yeah, there's nothing bad there for sure. You can't go wrong at Aspen Creek Grill.
I know another quick takeaway, and it's going to be Martin off the glass, and luckily it was Wiggins there for the putback.
Man, everybody's having trouble up close tonight.
Yeah, we saw already Shortridge in this second quarter miss a few from point blank. Now Justice with the chance, and this one left short.
Oh, my goodness. And I don't think Busick's even taken a shot yet.
He hasn't, and it looked like Wiggins got hammered there, but it must have been all ball. So some good defense there by the Knights.
Wondered maybe if he took like 15 steps.
Robinson swings it back to Justice. He's still looking for his first points as well.
They're really only letting Simmons Little kind of. There we go. There's Busick. Oh!
This one rattles up and in. Good rebound there by Westerfield. Gets it over to Justice as he's able to bank it off and in.
He needed a bucket to get going, and a huge offensive rebound there for the Knights.
Yeah, that was big, and we've mentioned Busick really not getting any room around the three-point line. That one came from way beyond the arc.
Yeah, that one was from Lebanon.
We've seen Martin hit one in the first quarter, this time off the mark.
But, you look at the stats, Busick is 53% from three-point range. Nice look.
What a find to get Westerfield a bucket there from the left side.
There's your guy so far with 4. Westerfield getting loose under the basket, but his teammates are finding him.
Yeah, he's kind of sneaking behind the defense, getting those looks right at the rim.
Mm-hmm.
Just under 5 to play here in the second quarter from Traders Point. We've seen, for the most part, Traders Point is fine packing in that zone. They extended a little bit at the end of the first quarter, but for the most part, they're waiting for Shortridge to kind of attack.
That possession right there seemed like the first time they tried to purposefully get it down on the low block for Shortridge in a long time.
Sean, I know you like this pass so much. Let's look at it again.
Great look by Robinson. He saw Westerfield cut and just went around his defender. And nice bounce pass right to Westerfield. And here's the pressure again.
So they're going to pull it back a little bit. So we've got some subs coming into the game. That's number 42, Kirtland Moore, making his way into the game.
Sophomore.
He's averaging 2.5 points per game. Busick working one-on-one against Powell. Another great find. This time it's Robinson finishing from the pass from Simmons Little.
I'm telling you, CSL with the vision is just outstanding.
I think he's already got 3 or 4 assists. He probably had the chance to have 5 or 6 at least by now. So that'll be something to watch throughout this game. Good ball movement there by the Blue Devils. Powell, good find down low, but Moore couldn't finish from close.
That was a great look there. Saw the open guy into the bucket, and Moore just couldn't finish.
Now it's Justice pulling up from 3. Westerfield with the fight, but it's Shortridge and quickly intercepted by CSL. Good skip pass, finds the guy. They want to get an open look, and Busick still looking for that first make. And again, another quick takeaway here for Traders Point.
It's a turnover fest. Busick again. This one's going down.
There it is. Third time's the charm for Busick.
Felt it in my toes. A run by Traders Point, and they have the lead.
They're leading 14-13, and good timeout there by Fountain considering those past few turnovers.
Yeah. I mean, nice look. They left him wide open, and you give him that kind of room, he's going to knock that down.
So we see now Traders Point getting things going here. We want to remind everyone to get a nice look at the referee there at center court. Tonight's game is brought to you by Ref Reps. They are designed in a partnership with numerous state high school associations, helping officials to hone their skills and promote unity in the officiating world. Ref Reps is for new officials as well as seasoned veterans. Contact us at refreps.com, and we can't thank the refs enough.
Yes.
Without them, we wouldn't have sports.
And we need more good officials. We really, really do. If you want to stay involved in athletics, officiating is a great way to do it.
Sure is. You make a little money, too. That's always nice.
Yeah, these kids deserve it.
So we're seeing some pressure there from Traders Point. Good ball movement to get the corner three, but off the mark again.
Yeah, Shortridge has that 1-3, I think, from
Martin.
From Martin, and outside of that, nothing.
They've taken about 7 or 8 so far tonight. Justice right in front of our camera. Leaves it short, and Powell looking to run. Good find, and one there for Steger.
He's got 6. Nice pump fake to get the defender up in the air, then get the bucket with the strong look.
And Steger's kind of doing what Westerfield's been doing, just finding space behind the defense right around the rim.
Really is. You know, both those guys kind of looking, kind of that Travis Kelce on basketball, just finding that little open space, sitting down and letting your teammates find you.
Can't convert on the three-point opportunity.
Oh, Busick's got the big guy on him.
He's going to look to make him dance. Gets it over to Justice. Good deflection there by Steger. 3-on-2 opportunity. Good find to get Powell the layup.
That was a great look there from James Johnson. We've seen some really good passing tonight, and we've seen some poor passing tonight.
As you can expect, that one. Some good defense there by Shortridge. So we get a look at this one again.
There's the tip, and then just a great look. Looked him off and got it to Powell.
So it's Busick up top with it. Being guarded closely by Powell. This is where we've seen Simmons Little do a lot of his work right there from the elbow. Good baseline drive.
Oh, Busick.
Finishes off the glass.
Silent assassin is Drew Busick.
He's starting to get things going here with 5 points in the second quarter.
Yeah, lull you to sleep, and then
strong drive there by Powell. Looks like he's going to be fouled by Westerfield.
Again, not many fouls in this game.
Nope, you see at the bottom of the screen, Shortridge has 4, Traders Point only 2. With just under 2 minutes to go.
I have 2 for each squad, 4 total.
I've missed some too, so
we'll effort that at halftime.
Powell looking to drive again. This time batted away, and it's going to be Robinson with the Euro.
Whoa.
Way up there off the glass. Good rebound by Justice, and here comes Westerfield, but it's poked away by Meredith. 2-on-1 opportunity. Meredith turning defense into offense for his first 2 points of the night.
Picked the pocket and loved how he used the rim as an extra blocker to be able to get a clear shot.
Westerfield down low, fighting through the double team. He's going to be fouled. And again, who set that one up?
CSL, the man.
Foul's going to go against Johnson, his first.
Isn't that a fabulous head of hair that CSL has? I'm so jealous.
Yeah.
I think the mullet needs to come back.
I think this is as back as it's ever going to be. If now's not the time, then I don't know when is. Because I'm sure you see it as IHSAA, all the lacrosse players. I don't know if they have a hockey team.
Not a ton, really, to be honest.
But I thought those would be the guys holding it down. I know baseball players, that's kind of been a thing for the younger guys now.
Yeah.
But I'm all for it. I tried it back in 2011, and I was the only guy in the school with it, and I just got laughed at. So that was only a 2-week ordeal.
Oh,
double dribble. So some good defense there by Traders Point.
It's interesting the official right there didn't call it, but the guy across the way did. It, looked like it could have got tipped, but we got a TO.
Got a timeout here with 1:02 left in this one. Looks like it's a full timeout, so we'll take a break with them as well.
Bertner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment, whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Back here after the timeout, Traders Point called it with 1:02 left. What do you think Coach Sean Busick was telling his team in that break?
Well, it wouldn't surprise me to see if they're going to hold it for one shot to try and go in square up one at the break. It just depends on the defense that Shortridge throws at him right here.
They've got Simmons Little with the ball at the top. They were looking for that back. I don't know how he fit that in there, but he did.
Yeah, threaded the needle. But I don't think they're holding the ball then.
No, that was going to be their look, the play they drew up out of the timeout, but good defense there by Shortridge. Strong take by Robinson, but he was met at the rim by Martin, who gets the rebound and is quickly pushing. He's going to draw the foul.
Ooh, was that on Busick? That was close to a 5-second call on Robinson. He's glad he shook that defender and might have got the call.
And that is Westerfield's second foul. It's the only player for Traders Point with 2. You see Ethan Martin, the sophomore, head into the line, averaging 5.5 points per game.
68% from the stripe.
So get another look at it here. Just takes it right at Busick. I think it was Westerfield kind of coming in with the body at the end.
Tried to body him up.
As Martin's able to hit both. He's got 5 points on the night. We'll see Powell take a seat and make him come into the game. Still some full court pressure here from the Blue Devils. Just under 30 seconds left in the first half.
This Cook's back in the game for Traders Point as well for Westerfield.
That's a place you'd really like to trap the ball. They're lucky to get it out, and they find Justice over on the far corner. This one's thrown away, and Martin's going to have another chance at it. Good dish over there to Macon, and he misses it, but there's Meredith keeping the ball alive now. 3 seconds left in the half. Good pull-up three by Martin. Ooh. Too strong. Got a good look, but could not connect. And we're going to head to the halftime break here. It's Shortridge leading Traders Point 21-17. And Sean, I know we saw early on in that game, Traders Point was missing close from around the rim. Then we saw the start of the second quarter, it was Shortridge that couldn't even get buckets around the rim. We saw there at the end they missed a good layup, and it seemed like they were settling in there in that second quarter, and then some turnovers for both teams just started to pile up.
Yeah, the rims haven't been kind to either squad tonight, trying to get shots to fall, and I think a lot of that too is the defense really kind of making these young men adjust their shots of that nature. 21-17 isn't a very high score for halftime. Both teams scored 12 points in that second quarter, but now right is the huge time of who's going to make the adjustments at halftime to what they've seen so far. On Traders Point side, okay, how are we going to handle that pressure? On Shortridge's side, okay, how can we figure out a way to get the ball back on the blocks again like we did those first couple of possessions and get better looks under the block? So interested to see what both coaches do here at the break.
Yeah, we'll see if they come out and make those adjustments, but we are going to step away for our halftime show. We'll be right back. About 7 minutes here from Traders Point. It's Shortridge leading the Knights 21-17 here on IndianaSRN.
Today, greed, selfish interest, and barefaced corruption seem all the fashion. America needs great men of tolerance who can give honest debate to the great issues of the day. I'm seeing mostly squabbling, men squandering their time, being wolves to one another. Yet, I'm not without hope. We still have Freemasonry. Yes, the same Freemasons that helped create this country have always provided great men when needed. And today, in every city and town in America, Freemasonry is still providing that special place where young men can find their greatness and accomplished men can give something back. Yes. In this time of great hope, it is my hope that America will see that Freemasonry is a national treasure that cannot be separated from our country's future.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year. Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You see what I did?
Yeah!
Traders Point Christian School is ready to launch a really exciting educational model in our high school that'll affect the school all the way.
Well, students at Traders Point Christian Schools are taking a new robotics course thanks to IHSAA Technology Partners. It's actually part of a new multi-year student STEM program that integrates into Traders Point's schools within a school model.
Well, preschool through high school, 18 months to 18 years. We've been around for 40 plus years as a preschool, early childhood center and developed over time. This is our 10th, 11th year as a high school. And we have just moved into our only high school building we've ever had 3 years ago. Part of that is launching 4 schools within a school. The School of Biomedicine, the School of Leadership, the School of Fine Arts, and the School of Applied Sciences, which is where this partnership comes into play. The School of Applied Sciences is our way of providing our students with project-based learning, real life examples of things that they can do in the workforce to prepare themselves for the next step.
Yep. Roger, from IHSAA Technology Partners standpoint, talk about how this partnership really came together.
Yeah, it really came together at the Indy 500 last year. We invited Ryan and a couple of his colleagues out for the race, and we got talking about what they were doing with the school. So Ryan was telling us what he was doing, and I was really interested in it because, my entire career I've focused on helping kids and, helping people achieve the dreams that they want, through their career. And I thought this was a good way for us to get involved and help kids, be able to go down a technology path and not have to leave Indianapolis. We're really focused on training our employees and giving them the skills they need to be successful. So we want to do the same thing with these kids. We want to bring them in, give them a path. They can either take a Microsoft Cloud certification path or a Cisco engineering certification path. And, that year that they're with us, they will get certified in that path, and they'll have job-ready skills from that. They could go to work immediately.
Yeah. So Ryan, this is, and we look at from the student perspective, these are really hands-on experiences. I know internships are part of this as well. So whether they want to go on to college, go straight into the workforce, or some combination, these students will have that ability.
I think what's attractive to us is that this is a rare opportunity for them. Oftentimes in schools, they're aligned with universities and higher education, which is great, and we are too. But the opportunity to work with someone in the workforce in our community that's doing innovative things, and then to align our missions as well, to where we can focus on soft skills like character development and communication and creative thinking, problem solving. So it's just a win-win for us, and we jumped at the chance.
The thing that I love about Traders Point is that they make learning fun, and my kids love going to school here.
Children know that they're loved and that they're safe, and that this is a good, healthy place for them to be, and they can learn in a safe environment.
Everybody cares about your feelings and how you want to be treated, and God is always with you no matter what is happening in your life.
We got our kids started at age 2, and they've been there all the way through. Our oldest is now 20, so we've seen it through every step of the way and loved it.
Our lower school program here at Traders Point Christian Schools really has 4 distinctives. The Christian worldview, we have STEM as an initiative, and we also have outdoor and environmental education. Perhaps most importantly, at Traders Point, your children are part of a family. Not only are they excited and engaged about their learning, but every day they are loved, they are taught well, they are nurtured in Christ, and I can't think of a better gift that a parent could give a child.
We love that our kids will have that environment here and that it's safe and loving, and the teachers are welcoming them with open arms and a smile on their face.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Back here at the half, I'm Ben Wood alongside Sean Kroll. You just got a good look at the IHSAA commissioner. Sectional time for the girls. Boys isn't too far away, but tonight we've got boys basketball action here at IndianaSRN. We've got this game going on. It's at the half, and then over there in the other room we've got University and Shortridge, correct?
Bishop Shortridge, yeah. University up 28-16, I believe, at halftime.
So that's one. It's not quite as close as this one. We've got a good one here. Sean, you kind of mentioned hopefully each team will make their adjustments, and we'll see some good things in the second half. But I think really for Traders Point, the big thing is just handling that initial pressure and then just finishing around the rim.
Yeah, both teams just got to convert, really. You know, that Shortridge has done a great job of not letting Traders Point get off three-point shots, so they haven't shot a ton, whereas, you know, Traders Point is forcing Shortridge to shoot three-pointers, and then they haven't shot very well except for the one from Martin that went down. So, you know, for Traders Point, you get 5 feet in, you have to convert those buckets, especially against a team like Shortridge.
Yeah, right now Shortridge shooting about 1 for 8 from the three-point line, something they'd like to pick up here in the second half. But it's going to be the Knights with the ball down by 4. We'll see if they get something drawn up here to get someone a look.
Interesting they start with Amari Justice up top on offense and not Busick. Maybe they're going to try and run him off some screens and try and get him some looks. They didn't see who that was on.
I believe it was Martin picking up the foul. So quick foul here for the Blue Devils, and now it's Busick. Like you said, the man we're used to seeing at the top. Squares up, passes it over to Westerfield. And there's Busick, I thought had a look. He passes it off. He's going to come through the other side. Robinson over to Justice. Justice using the screen, dumps it off to Simmons Little. Good ball movement here by the Knights.
Yeah, both teams have pretty good ball movement, just not the defense isn't giving them much airspace to get a shot up.
Nope. And there's Cooper Simmons Little.
Oh.
Misses from the left side, and now it's Stigger pushing the ball up the court. Meredith going to pull it out. Swings over. It's Martin driving baseline. Finds Meredith here right in front of our shot. Now Powell driving, scooping, and can't finish. And
not looking for the pass.
Westerfield was too quick to get rid of it, and another miss there from Martin.
Another look up close that they can't convert.
Robinson nearly loses it. Gets it back to CSL. Good dish down to find
and they
Justice.
Still, man, oh, man.
Another one. Third time fouled, and wow.
Sheesh. That is incredible. The odds of that happening are ridiculous. A better pass there, though, that T.J. Robinson, he would have had a good look at a three.
Yep. Yeah, that one, he was kind of off balance catching it. They're going to get some chance at some points here after a very good look. And again, just a great job by Simmons Little opening things up for his teammates.
They need to talk to the athletic director and make sure they take the lid off the bucket before the next game.
You can see here, just he was yelling after he missed that first one. He wasn't going to be denied this second and third time.
2 strong offensive rebounds, though, gave him some more opportunities. So I like the tenacity there. He has 3 points now with that first free throw.
That one off the mark. We'll see, is it going to stay with Traders Point? It is.
Busick led them, but Busick and Westerfield both had 5 at half. Robinson had 4.
Imagine both teams really spreading around the scoring so far. Good cut there by Simmons Little, and what a read.
Nice spin move, too, to get up with the left hand and get the bucket. Quick feet.
Yeah, that's not something you can really teach. It's more of a feel. Martin driving baseline again, finds Powell. Good shot fake, pulls up, knocks it down. That was smooth.
That was very smooth. If he's in the NBA, they would have got on him for not staying behind the three-point line, but I'll take that shot all the time if you're going to knock it down.
Simmons Little, there's the patented backdoor pass, and this time it's Robinson with the finish.
The no-look backdoor pass for the bucket and one opportunity.
That was a very pretty play, well executed.
You know, that's why Coach Busick runs him across the free throw line to get him the basketball to find those guys, because he's going to put it right where it needs to be.
Looks like we're going to have a foul there, I believe.
They called it on
Little.
Yeah, they called it on CSO.
2 minutes into this third quarter, and it's a 1-point lead here for the Blue Devils. They've got the ball. Good quick pass, and they're moving it around. And looks like that's going to be a travel by Stigger. And let's look at this backdoor pass again from CSL.
Yeah, I think Stigger should have shot that, but there it is. Just knew where the teammate was going, but nice touch there by Robinson around the rim.
I mean, the pass and the finish only had inches of a window to work with, and both connected. Justice into Simmons Little. Again, a strong drive, and from the left side, he connects.
Using the left hand nicely.
Yeah, last two buckets have been from that left side. Quick corner three there. Meredith, nothing but net.
Left him open. He knocked it down. Maybe we'll see more up and down in scoring here in the second half as guys are getting confidence. Uh-oh.
Quick steal. And the slam. No, sir.
No.
And that just fits the theme of this game. I mean, nothing really falling around the rim.
Yeah, that's going to hurt when you go back and watch the replay.
And Westerfield quickly scores on the other end. This time, Powell streaking through the lane. Are they going to say this was deflected? They are, so we'll say it with the Blue Devils. He saw Stigger, thought he was coming out of the game there after that one. But he's going to stay, and it's going to be Johnson coming out. And into the game is Elias Diallo, who had some good offensive rebounds in the first half.
We are tied at 26. If you can see the score there in the back left.
Martin, another three.
Oh, is that going to be on Justice?
We got an offensive rebound, and it is going to be on Justice. So we saw Ethan Martin hit his first three, and since he's been 0 for 4.
Yeah, I think they just announced that was Justice's second. That was one I probably missed early in the first half.
Yep.
Oh!
Good dish there in the finish from Powell.
Went strong. Nice body control to still get the bucket.
And now Westerfield picks up his third, so some foul trouble here early in the second half.
That's not good. This Cook's going to get some good minutes here for the Knights.
Ethan Powell, the senior guard, averaging just under 10 points per game. Get this, Sean, 94% free throw shooter.
That is unbelievable. And then you jinxed him. Could have had a three-point play. couldn't convert it.
I was just giving him credit. I was letting the people know he's so great from the free throw line, but
very Steph Curry-esque. Oh, there it is.
Busick wide open,
and he
leaves
missed
it short. Good putback there by Cook.
Nice positioning by Cook to be ready for that board.
I believe that was Simmons Little too, getting a hand on it, kind of tipping it over to him. And look at the scoop there from Martin.
Oh.
Don't look on that one, and it's going to stay with Shortridge.
I thought Diallo maybe got that last, but the officials are there.
Let's take a look at this Powell and one again.
Strong. Getting the body from Westerfield and still knocking it down.
Yeah, they got him the ball, and he was not going to be denied. Just catching straight to the rim.
He's like, I don't care if you're part in the Red Sea or not. I'm going there. I'm going through. As you can see in the background, Coach Busick talking with one of the officials.
You think he's questioning the call as well, or?
I don't know. It's a great question to ask.
He's a veteran coach. He's talking to the refs, like saying, hey, we need to work on these fouls, even things up a little bit. Justice, the steal, and the finish from the left side.
Yeah, he's pointing something out to try and get something later on down the line. You know that's the case. Yep. But being very diplomatic about it.
That's what you got to do. It's all about schmoozing up these refs.
Don't yell at them.
Miss there from Macon. Another rebound here for the Knights. They can look to extend this lead. Simmons Little looking to work at the left side. Quick crossover and take.
Oh, CSL strong to the rack again. 6 here in the third quarter.
Likes that left side. Diallo can't come up with the pass. 3-on-2 opportunity. And this one's going to go Shortridge's way.
Boy, if Robinson hadn't slipped, they could have got that. But
Sean, how about the razzle-dazzle here?
Yeah, I mean, between the legs and up and under, right hand on the left side, he's just going to work.
We've got a 30-second timeout by Coach Fountain in the Blue Devils. This will give us a quick time to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Hoosier Basketball Magazine. It's in its 53rd year, and it's out now. Order one today at HoosierBasketball-magazine.com or call 317-925-8200. And follow the top players in high school and college basketball thanks to Kip Wesner and Hoosier Basketball Magazine for their support of IndianaSRN. And Sean, I know we saw him out there at Tech at the City Championship.
Yeah.
Selling those magazines. I'm sure they were a hot commodity there.
Oh, you got it. There's so much information involved with those. They're a fantastic resource for any kind of information you want. Kip does a great job with those.
So after the quick timeout, it's Shortridge now down 4. This is their biggest deficit of the night.
Yeah, 8-point swing here in this quarter for Traders Point after being down 4 at half.
Diallo thought about the mid-range jumper. Good pass. And one.
Gonna get an opportunity for a 4-point play.
I believe that was Macon over there on the far side. A good dish from Diallo, and we've seen Macon hit 2 from that same exact spot.
You cannot, if you're Cook, you just cannot go straight at him like you did. You got to try and jump at an angle so that you don't run into him as he did there.
Now, 2 times we've seen in this second half they can't convert the and one. Nonetheless, brings this to a 1-point game. Busick had some space over there in the corner and
oh no!
Instead gives it away, and this is a big foul if it's on Justice.
Yeah, that's his third.
So now Justice and Westerfield with 3 apiece.
That could be interesting. Watch now offensively for Shortridge to look to go at Justice and Westerfield when he comes back in to try and get them in continued foul trouble. And I love what CSL's doing here. He's like, hey, man, I know you're frustrated. We need your head in the game. Get focused. Let's go.
Yep. Kind of bringing him back down to earth, realizing he's still got a lot more basketball to play in this one.
Mm-hmm. That's a leader right there.
Good ball movement. Finds Diallo on the block. He is fouled. This looks like it's going to go against Cook.
Ooh.
And you can see Coach Busick there.
That's a tough one because Cook went straight up with his hands. And
well, that's Cook's second. So the fouls adding up here for the Knights might be something we'll look to in the fourth quarter in such a tight game. Diallo knocks that one down. And you can see Cook tried to stay straight up there.
Yeah. Diallo, a 58% free throw shooter on the season, but that first one looked nice.
It did. That one too strong, and that's a clear over the back there from Martin. And he's the only one, I believe, that's in significant foul trouble. I have him for 3 fouls.
I just heard him say, I think I heard him say 4th.
Oh, wow. So only player between both teams with 4 fouls. And he's going to stay out there for now.
I'm pretty sure that's what I heard.
3-4 either way. He's in some trouble, and they could have called it there for another one.
Yeah, they could.
Poked away, and now Diallo streaking down the court. They call it travel. He got ahead of himself. Big man got to pick that one up and find a point guard.
Lost the handle a little bit, yeah. Get it to your guy on the outside.
Can't blame him, though. He saw open court in front of him and wanted to take off.
But he also saw what Stigger did earlier, too. He's like, I think I'm just going to lay this in.
Yeah, you'd hope so. I'm sure Coach probably mentioned that as well.
Nice
Another
pick.
errant pass. Some good defense there by Shortridge, and they're going to come up with the turnover.
Oh, they had numbers but slowed it down.
Yeah, you see, I think Diallo didn't want to make the same mistake again, pulled it back. Stigger wide open, no hesitation. Off the mark, and good rebound there by Robinson. And quickly they got Cook streaking down the court. They're going to say he stepped out of bounds.
They're trying to – they need to slow down a little bit, this Traders Point. They're trying to do too much, I think, with what Shortridge is giving them. Just be patient.
And their success in this third quarter has come from the half-court offense.
It has. It 100% has.
So just under 2 to play here. It's Shortridge slowing things down against this zone. Baseline drive, good floater there by Meredith.
Nice bucket. He's got 5 in this quarter, 7 in the game.
Simmons Little working to get it past half. Loses the ball, but Justice comes up with it, now facing a triple team. He got someone open.
Oh, couldn't
misses.
convert.
And now Diallo on the run out. Leaves it short. Busick looking to run.
Oh, no.
Justice picks it up. He's going to be fouled, and hopefully this will settle both teams back down.
This has been chaotic the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, no, Sean, you wanted to point out Cook on that block had,
Yeah.
I believe, Robinson over there in the corner just wide open.
Yes, he did. If he just got his head up, he could have seen that he was wide open for a 3-ball, but he wanted to go strong to the rack.
And we're going to see this is a good timeout here by Sean Busick. He's going to use a full timeout, and we're going to take a break with him as well.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
15 seconds to go in the third quarter. Let's take a look at this last bucket for Shortridge.
They got a good look, nice little drive. They've really utilized the baseline a lot in this second half.
Yeah, we've seen both of the threes kind of come from that baseline skip pass over to the corner. And it's been Meredith able to knock one down, and we saw Macon get the and one opportunity. And I mentioned before the break, I think this was a really good timeout here for Busick to kind of settle them down and hopefully get one more bucket here before the end of the third quarter. Sorry, there's a minute and 5 left on the clock here.
Well, he's in his 30th year, so he's done a few things right.
I'd say he's got a feel for the game by now.
Yeah, I think so.
There it is, that patent backdoor look. Looked like it was deflected out of bounds. Saw them open up the third quarter with that play.
You want to find a guy open and get him in the right spot. Put the ball in CSL's hands, and he'll get it to that person for the shot.
And that's exactly what they do there. Fakes the handoff to Busick, their shooter, and quickly attacks the rim. He's been much more aggressive in this second half. He was a little bit more he was still attacking the rim, but he was more passive in the first half.
Yeah, much more, yeah. I think that looked like it might have been on Macon, number 3.
Traders Point trailing by 2 here in the third quarter. That one's deflected right into the hands of Cook, but knocked away again. This is going to stay with the Knights.
Couldn't quite control it. Boy, those inbounds plays can be brutal. You got to find that open guy. And again, they're having a hard time getting Busick shots tonight.
Justice to inbounds. Finds Simon Little with some space. They get the ball back to Justice. Over and back. And Justice has just had his moments tonight where he's struggled. And You can see he's a little frustrated.
Yeah, he's only got 5 points, averages 12.3 on the season. He's definitely frustrated. But you got to keep your head in the game. These are those games where you can't let that get you down. You got to really fight through it, because they're going to need you to make a big bucket in the fourth.
30 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Meredith pulls it back out. They're going to hold for one here. Diallo skip pass over into the corner. It looked like Macon had some space, but again, they want that last shot. Excellent ball movement. And this one, Johnson cannot finish from the right side.
My goodness.
Justice with the last second heave from half court. Too strong off the back, and we head to the fourth and final quarter. It's Shortridge holding on to a 2-point lead here over Traders Point.
Are corrupt. It's not a game.
Insulting referees. It's not a game.
Threatening officials. It's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes. It's not a game.
Violent language in the stands. It's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline. It's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot. It's not a game.
Fourth quarter about to begin here on IndianaSRN, and tonight's game is brought to you by Tam's Sweet and Savory Cafe. It's a new spot for breakfast or lunch, open Wednesday through Sunday. Try our classic breakfast and our sweet baked goods located in Lawrence, Indiana. Check out Tam's at 6427 Oaklandon Road. You can call them for carry-out orders at 317-760-1640.
Shout out to the Traders Point junior varsity team. They beat Shortridge 45-43 before this game started.
So that was a close one. This is looking like it's going to be a close one as well.
Score could be right around there as well, the way we're going.
We mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast, these two teams played last year, and the game went to overtime, and Traders Point pulled out the win there. Saw a quick three off the mark, and a little bit too aggressive there from Shortridge, and it looks like we're going to head to 1-1 here for the rest of the fourth for the Knights.
It looked like that may have been on 13.
So it's going to be TJ Robinson. We're trying our best.
66% from the free throw line. TJ.
You can confirm that. That's a fact.
That is a fact, yes.
So
unless they put it in wrong in max preps. So
Robinson quietly spreading out his scoring. He's at a bucket in each quarter so far. So he goes 1 for 1. Sorry, 1 for 2 from the stripe.
You know, let's not forget that this is a 3A versus a 1A school. So, you know, this is a big deal for Traders Point if they could beat a 3A squad.
Deep three. Ooh. Meredith knocks it down.
Big bucket to start the fourth for the Blue Devils.
Pushes the lead to 4.
We see Justice bringing the ball up again.
And give the Blue Devils credit. They have not given Busick much space.
Anything.
Rarely is he getting a look to even square up from beyond the arc. Westerfield swings it over to CSL. There's that bounce pass into Busick. Good find over to Justice. Looks like it was Johnson getting a hand on it.
Justice just cannot buy a bucket tonight.
There's Powell picking up the foul, and Westerfield is frustrated. That's going to be his 4th.
Yeah, he thought he took the charge. And that is going to be 4, so it's going to be Cook again. A short bench for Traders Point coming into play here when they're in foul trouble. Yeah, he slid into him.
Yeah, great call. That's the thing about Powell. When he's driving to the rim, he's going so fast and so hard.
Yeah.
He's going to draw some contact. with that foul now, both teams will be in the bonus the rest of the way as you see Cook come back into the game as Powell connects on his first. I mentioned he's a 94% free throw shooter. Missed that first one of the night, though.
That's just super impressive for a high school kid.
Gets the friendly bounce.
Finally some rim love for somebody tonight.
Yeah, the amount of layups we've seen, both teams I'd say have missed around 10 tonight, has really played a factor in this one. Justice pulls it out, looking to work against Diallo, picks up the foul, and that's huge because he's heading the line for some free throws.
It looks like it's going to be on Diallo, and maybe this is something that can get him going, is getting a couple free throws to go down.
Exactly, that's what I was going to key in on. This is something where you can kind of gain your confidence back. Gives you some time to gather yourself. The first one is pure.
And they definitely need some points here. As a little run by Shortridge had a 6-point lead before that free throw.
Kind of what we saw inverse in that third quarter was Traders Point jumping out to that 4-point lead. And Shortridge finding a way to climb back into it before the end of the quarters. Justice knocks down both of those. That's big for him.
Now you need a defensive stop here. Get yourself a board. And
the Knights have been in this zone all night long. And Meredith, another three. Leaves it short, but an offensive rebound and a wide open look for Macon. He's got 2 makes from beyond the arc tonight.
Macon making it. Oh. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
He's got 6 points all in the second half.
Yeah, that long rebound was a killer.
Justice in the corner. He's going to shoot it. Too strong, and Diallo comes up with the rebounds. Justice able to poke it away. We're going to see here off this offensive rebound the look that Macon got.
Yeah, nobody there. Justice didn't get back out on defense, and that was nothing but net.
Good bounce pass. The reverse layup for Johnson is good.
Uh-oh, it's getting away from Traders Point. They need to get something going here.
So that was Powell coming from behind and knocking it away.
Captain Mo is on the blue side right now, the light blue side.
I see some substitutions coming into this game. I want to remind everyone that tonight's game is brought to you by Jack Cherry Insurance. We suggest you contact his team for all your insurance needs, family, car, business, and home, an insurance company to serve you. Contact them today at 317-894-7000. As it's Busick up top. Gets it over to Simmons Little. Right back with it.
Oh, pull the trigger, young man.
So he draws the double team. Someone's going to be open, and Simmons Little is going to find him. Robinson, the floater.
My goodness, they just can't convert. Oh, there you go.
Catch a break there with the offensive rebound.
Shoot that shot, young man. That one got tipped, I think.
Robinson trying to follow his shot. We'll see. It's going to stay with the Knights. And, Sean, that's now back-to-back possessions. You've seen Busick with some space.
Yeah, I mean, I know it's deep, but the kid can knock him down. Take that safety off, young man. Pull the trigger. Let's go. I mean, you can tell he's an unselfish kid as he's looking for a really, really good shot. But, man, when you shoot the rock like that kid does, and you're down 9 right now, jack it. Let's go.
Got to spark something here with under 5 to go in the fourth quarter. Good scoop to find Justice over in the corner. He gets it right back. He's going to fire it. An air ball.
He's just on the struggle bus.
And the scrap for the rebound is going to end up in Shortridge's favor. So we see some pressure here from the Knights. Easily beaten, and now numbers the other way.
Nice help defense there.
Stigger pull-up jumper. It's good.
But then a great play by Stigger. Stick with it.
He's got 8 on the night. Poked away. Looked like it was Diallo getting a hand on it. Simmons Little picks up the foul.
On Stigger.
So he's going to head to the line for, I believe, a 1-and-1 opportunity.
I think this is a case where Traders Point isn't just physically tired. I think they're mentally tired, really. I mean, they have just had pressure on them from the jump tonight. And, you know, sometimes that just gets to you, and you miss shots like that, that just continues to beat you down, and it can really affect you.
Yeah, I think it has to be especially deflating seeing some of those easy looks that they make 9 times out of 10, and tonight 70% of them aren't going down.
Yeah.
Some good pressure there, and I think ball's going to stay with Shortridge.
Off the referee, off of Traders Point.
So as Martin set to inbound. Got a whistle.
Not sure what happened there.
I think, are they moving the inbound spot over? Is that the issue?
I don't know. Maybe a fan was moving as it happened.
So they get another shot. Get it into Stigger. Diallo up top with it. 3-point bucket. Meredith knocks it down.
Boy, for missing 3-point shots in the first half, they've knocked down 5 here in the second half. It's been huge for the Blue Devils.
We see a take there.
Westerfield got it knocked off of them. Good pass from CSL, but Westerfield couldn't handle it, and it is derailing fast for the Knights.
Yeah, they've strung a couple of quick turnovers, and now it seems like Shortridge is just having their way with them on offense, as you see a missed layup there, but Diallo's there for the putback.
Yeah, and the 5 threes in the second half are from Meredith and Macon combined. So those have been the guys that have really done it. And there's Busick. There you go.
It's the shot you've been looking for all night, Sean.
Yes, sir. Could be a little too late.
Yeah, 3.5 to go. We've got a timeout real quick. We want to remind everyone that tonight's game is brought to you by Jack's Donuts. They have great donuts made and served fresh every day, plus great tasting coffee. Stop by Jack's Donuts at 9105 East 56th Street or a Jack's in your neighborhood. Jack's Donut, the official donut of IndianaSRN.
Busick has 8. Simmons, Little, Justice, and Robinson all have 7.
And, Sean, you've touched on the three-point shooting for the Blue Devils in the second half, and here's one of those looks.
Boom. Yeah, that corner's been kind to them tonight.
I think they've had 4 out of the 5 from
I believe you're right there.
The only other one was from this left side off the second chance look, but here's Busick finally getting one to fall.
Yeah, got some space and knocked it down.
And you can see he's not even excited about that. He's just kind of.
He's like, where has this space been all night? But, I mean, you look at it, Meredith had 2 at half, and Macon had nothing at half. Meredith has had 11 in the second half, and Macon has had 6. So that's 17 of your second half points.
That's the difference right
coming
there.
From those two guys, yeah. I mean, Macon averages 5.1, and Meredith averages 8.4.
Going to see some more pressure here from Traders Point. As Diallo's able to beat it. Another look over in the corner. Martin passes it up. Deep 3 this time for Meredith. Rattles in and out. Maybe a little bit of a heat check there for him.
Yeah, a little bit. He was feeling it.
Now, I don't know if you should be walking the ball up here down 13.
Yeah, I would agree, but I think the problem is that it's not one of your 2 guys that normally brings it up.
So Robinson working against this double team. He's going to be fouled, and
we'll see who that's on. There you go, Powell.
Also want to remind everyone that tonight we've got the Piper Logistics player of the game. We've got some good options here.
We have quite a few options here. Don't forget also the trivia question.
Yep.
LeBron James is going to become the NBA's all-time leading scorer here in the next couple of weeks. Whose record is he going to break? Tweet us at IndianaSRN with your answer for a chance at Aspen Creek Grill.
Yep, you will win a gift card if you tweet us the correct answer. Robinson at the line, hit the first, and hits the second. So an 11-point game here and a quick turnover. Justice has a chance to knock one down from the corner. He does.
Oh, there we go.
So Traders Point with a quick couple buckets here and brings this one back down to 8.
Second bucket they've had. Those 2 threes from Busick and Justice have been what they've had in the fourth quarter. Outside of that, it's been all free throws. So those are big as they're in striking distance now. You got to get stops. Shortridge has been breaking the pressure way too easy.
Yeah, they have, and it's led to 3-on-2 opportunities the last couple times down the court think maybe now we'll see if they get that opportunity again, they might not pull it out and get another bucket to kind of get that cushion built back up. But that was a good timeout here from head coach Drew Fountain.
Yeah, the problem is, too, when Shortridge comes down, once they break the press, the ball is going towards the bucket, but the trailers are coming down and getting open in the corners on each side. So once the defense collapses from Traders Point, they just kick it out for that open three-point shot, and they've been nailing it.
Yep, so we'll see if they look to add this lead or if they just kind of put the clamps on this one and really stall it out here and try and drag out these offensive possessions.
17 points so far in this fourth quarter for Shortridge, and they only had 21.5.
Yeah, they've gotten things together, and you've mentioned it's kind of a mix of maybe some mental and physical, kind of just not much gas left in either tank.
Yeah, we got Traders Point's got time, but they need to get stops for sure.
Just under 3 here in the fourth quarter. Full court pass, and they find Martin wide open. You cannot let that guy get behind you against the press.
Yes, they let him sneak by. Boy, that's a killer.
Busick looking to work one-on-one. He picks up the foul, so more free throws for the Knights.
Boy, as few free throws we had in the first half, they've more than made up for it in the second half. Yeah, you saw Martin streak down when they inbounded the ball, and nobody just came back to him. He just stood down there all alone.
Easiest bucket he's had all night.
Probably all year.
This is a guy for Traders Point you'd like to have at the line.
Yes, that is. I mean, he's only 64%, which is surprising. Justice leads the squad at 76%. But he and Justice have both made threes here in the fourth quarter. If they can just get stops, they've maybe started to feel a little bit from the outside.
We'll see if that full court pass is there again. It's now a double team on Diallo.
Ooh, try to get a 10-second call.
Martin's going to weave through the defense, almost taken away by Robinson, now taking the whole team on himself. So he draws the foul.
Let's see, Powell's 94. Is Marshall out there too? I don't know. Well, Diallo is 58. Marshall's 79. Martin's 68.
Stigger's at 62.
Stigger's at 60, yeah, 62. So don't have a ton of options here.
Martin leaves it short on the 1-and-1.
No, that's one right there. Now you got to get a big bucket here.
Robinson trying to get the ball over to Busick. He does. Now good pressure there. Westerfield's going to attack. Lost the dribble, so they're going to pull it back out.
You can't waste a ton of time here. You got to get a shot up.
So they swing it around again. Robinson baseline drive. They're going to call the charge.
Ouch.
I believe that was Powell down there with the positioning.
Yeah, that was a good thought by Robinson. Maybe he, seeing the guy come down, maybe he should have stopped and popped instead of trying to go all the way.
And Sean, from our angle, I didn't even see Powell there, so I thought he had a wide open layup.
Yeah.
Strong take there by Martin. Gets it to go.
That could have been a dagger right there.
Puts this lead up to 10 with under 2 to go. And Justice with a quick step back three leaves it short. That really closes the window on this comeback.
Yeah, that bucket took it to a 4-possession lead, and that's tough to come back from in such a short time. Although I will say, I did see Bradley University come back from 8 points down with 30 seconds left to win one time. So
that's insane.
Pretty incredible. I also saw them play an 8 overtime game as well.
Is that the record?
I think it's tied for the record, yeah.
So I know there was, I think it was our Syracuse UConn game maybe way back in the day that had that 7 overtimes maybe.
That's not even the craziest game I saw. I was in college. My best friend's parents had season tickets to Bradley University. By the way, it's my middle name. I'm named after that school. Hersey Hawkins. I don't know if you know who that is.
Yep.
Yeah, he sat down. We were playing UC Irvine. He got his third foul with 9 minutes to go in the first half, sat the rest of the first half, scored 61.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, he was unreal.
That's hard to fathom.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Busick gets the ball down 12 here, 1:30 left in the fourth quarter. Pressure's still there from the Blue Devils.
You know, hey. Oh.
Busick fires one, gets it right back. Over to Westerfield. Missed.
Man.
Simmons Little puts it back in.
Zebra can't change its stripes, right? That's why they're still pressing.
Yeah, but it's worked out for him tonight. Right side, layup good for Macon. He's quietly had a great game. Gives him, I believe, 8 points on the night. Simmons Little going to shoot the three. It rattles in and out as Diallo comes up with it, and Powell's going to slow this thing down. Good defense there by Busick as Powell loses it, but there's Macon to try and dribble things out with 30 seconds to go. If you like what you saw tonight, please let us know. Email us at coach@IndianaSRN.org. If you would like to help us get more students, athletes on the air, go to our website, IndianaSRN.org, and hit the donate button on the screen. Indiana SRN, where you're always in the game. And Sean, I've given you a few minutes now. Piper Logistics player of the game, who's it going to be?
Well, I think I'm going to go with Terrence Meredith. 3 second-half threes and led the Blue Devils in scoring with 13 points.
So there it is, number 2, Terrence Meredith, the guard, the sophomore, averaging 8.5 points per game. It's over his total tonight, and big reason why was those threes in the second half.
Yeah, it was a huge. I mean, he scored 11 of his 13 in the second half with 3 threes, so that was a big lift for them to get the victory on the road tonight.
Yep, the Blue Devils come out on top on this one, 59-47. Seemed like Traders Point was hanging with them there. Like I said, just kind of ran out of gas there in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, they did. They scored 15 points in the fourth quarter to Traders Point, counting up here, 25 points for Shortridge. That'll definitely make a difference. You want to close out games, that's a way to do it.
Well, we want to thank everyone for watching tonight here on Indiana SRN. Once again, I'm Ben Wood. For our cameraman Brad out there getting the great shot, for our producer Matt, and for Sean Kroll, we want to thank everyone once again for watching again. It was Shortridge coming out on top over Traders Point, 59-47. Be sure to check out our website, IndianaSRN.org. We've got a lot of sports coming up, not only high school basketball, but HCAC action as well. So you can check that out there. And we want to say have a great night, everyone, here from the Indiana SRN studios.